So now we'll look at chapter 2 and analyse some of the vocabulary and the grammar. So, the shock of Bruno's words detached him from himself. Yeah, you remember what Bruno had said? Women like that draw men, Bruno mumbled, like garbage draws flies. So not very nice, but a good example of how we do use draw to mean attract. Yeah, women like that attract men, like garbage attracts flies. Okay, so the shock of Bruno's words detached him from himself. You must have had, look at that perfect modal straight away, you must have had some unpleasant experiences yourself, he remarked. But Bruno, troubled by women, was hard to imagine. Oh, my father had one like that. Redhead, too, named Carlotta. He looked up, and the hatred for his father penetrated his fuzziness like a barb. Fine, isn't it? It's men like my father keep him in business. Carlotta. Guy felt he understood now why Bruno loathed Miriam. It seemed the key to Bruno's whole personality, to the hatred of his father and to his retarded adolescence. Okay, notice that skillful way that she's used the key to X, to Y, to Z, and it's all parallel, and the repetition of the preposition to helps your mind, it helps the brain to understand that this is the next part of the list. Yeah, this is the first one, and it also helps you understand that that the writer means the key to Bruno's whole personality, the key to the hatred of his father, and the key to his retarded adolescence. Okay, and so do think about doing that sometimes, repeating the preposition, especially when your list is long and complicated. If each element is long and complicated, as it is here, it's really worth doing because it really helps the reader understand your sentence clearly. There's two kind of guys. Yeah, and I highlighted this just to show you that please be aware that you will read mistakes in literature. And it's not a mistake from the author, of course not. I'm absolutely certain that Patricia Highsmith knows that there are two kinds of guys. But in speech, we very often say there's two. And we very often say there's and then a plural noun. And so you don't want to do that if you're in an academic setting. You shouldn't do it if you're writing an academic essay. But in literature, you will see it. And so I just wanted to point it out. There is two kinds of guys. It should be there are, but Bruno's just speaking as we all speak. Because to be completely honest, that is a really common native speaker mistake. Bruno announced in a roaring voice and stopped. Now, we hear about his roaring voice here. I think when you're reading these books, do look out for ways of walking, ways of talking, and ways of looking, because you get a lot of verbs for all three of those. Yeah, the way people speak. Yeah, sometimes they speak in a roaring voice. The way people look. Yeah, so I mean peering at, gazing at, glaring at, staring at, and also the way people walk. Yeah, and so do look out for them.